Hey everybody, Brian Gailey here, Klamath Falls News. We are coming to you live from Zach's Bikes in downtown Klamath Falls, right on Main Street. We got Zach Gilmour here. He's wanting to talk to us about the Crater Lake Century Bike Ride. It's coming up in a couple of weeks, on the 19th of August. And his concerns possibly over the current fire situation and a general update of what's going on with the bike ride.
Thanks, Brian. The Crater Lake Century is an ongoing bike ride that benefits local charities like the Klamath County Food Bank, the Klamath County Museum, and the Klamath Trails Alliance. It's a 100-mile bike ride that goes up and around the rim and back down to the Fort Klamath Museum. It's normally a sellout event. We have about 300 riders with about 50 spots still left to sell, and it's very well attended and very well received. So the event is taking place in a couple of weeks. We have those fires going on up at the rim right now that we are a little bit concerned about. It's out of our control at the moment, but our contingency is to shorten the ride or divert the ride so that it's not going to interfere with the rim closures up on Western Drive. There's also road construction up there going on that will hamper the ride as well, but if the contingency does end up having to happen, we're not going to have to worry about that either. So
How are you looking for volunteers up there? Do you have any volunteers? Do you looking for any more that might be able to help out?
We're always looking for volunteers for that event. Never going to turn anybody down. The volunteers are come out in force for that event, which it's wonderful to see. We need people to sit at rest stops and hand out food for cleanup. We have people for registration and parking as well, and people to drive around and pick up any riders that can't make it around the rim as well.
Okay. And if somebody wanted to volunteer, how would they do that?
Contact us at craterlakecentry@gmail.com is the best way, via email. We'll reach out with what positions are still available and what you'd be doing.
Very well. And what's the charity involved with that? It's a charity ride, isn't it?
It is a charity ride. So this has been a long-running event benefiting both the Klamath Lake County Food Bank and the Klamath County Museum. And then last year we added the Klamath Trails Alliance to the benefactors list. We've raised well over $100,000 for these charities over the years, and it just keeps rolling in for more. So it's been a wonderful event for that, and we've had such a great community following as well.
Awesome. And for people who aren't aware of, say, the path of the ride, what would somebody riding it expect? What are they going to see? What are they going to do?
So the ride is an extraordinarily gorgeous ride. It's probably one of the best ones in America. It goes through the Wood River Valley. It's pretty serene start to the ride, and nice and flat. And finally it goes into climbing up to Crater Lake itself, where they'll ride up and around the rim, which has some very challenging elevation profiles and some great scenery as well. So.
Very well. All right, so once again, this is Zach Gilmour. We're at Zach's Bike Shop here on Main Street, Klamath Falls. We're wrapping up here talking about his bike ride, Crater Lake Century, and his concerns over the fire, which we have contingency plans in place, correct?
Correct.
And which could involve just taking off that side of the route?
Yep.
And making more of an out and back on the right side. Mm-hmm. So. If you'd like to volunteer, go ahead and check them out, craterlakecentury.com. If actually you'd like more information on the rides, craterlakecentury.com, and it was craterlakecentury@gmail.com for the email. Yep. This is Brian Gailey for Klamath Falls News, coming to you from Zach's Bikes and talk about Crater Lake Century bike riding.
Thanks, Brian.